Is AEO going to be the future of organic search? Is it still even worth investing in good old-fashioned SEO? Well, one thing is for sure, digital marketing is undergoing the most significant transformation in its history, and businesses are now forced to accept a new reality and a choice. Either adapt to this new AI-powered discovery or die. Now, that might seem a bit extreme, but let me hit you with some facts. 58% of Google searches now result in 0 clicks. And that's because Google's AI is feeding people the answer to their questions before it shows them any website links. So what does that really mean? Well, to make it really simple, search has now become the endpoint rather than the gateway to the answers people are looking for. And the result of these changes are profound. Many businesses, most in fact, have seen a 40 to 60% drop in website traffic, with some companies reporting as much as an 80% decline. The industries that show the biggest drop in traffic are industries like healthcare, technology, insurance, and education. And that's because those industries tend to be the ones that get their traffic from questions. Questions like, what's the best running shoe for people with flat feet? Or what's the best free alternative to Premiere Pro? If you want your company to get seen, if you want AI to recommend your business and cite your articles and blog posts, you need to change the way that you're creating content. But don't worry about it, I'm going to give you a full roadmap in this video, so let's dive in. So what is AEO? Well, we all know that SEO stands for Search Engine Optimization, and AEO stands for Answer Engine Optimization. It's the next evolution of SEO. SEO uses keywords to rank websites in the order of their value. But in a world where people ask questions to AI systems like ChatGPT or Perplexity, the context of those questions becomes far more important than the keywords that they might have in them. And let me give you an example. Let's say you're looking for a new computer backpack. Traditionally, you'd go to Google and you'd type in something like best computer backpacks. And Google is going to pull out the keywords like computer and backpack and then search for web pages that have those keywords stuffed into them. Articles or blogs with titles like Best Computer Backpack of 2025 or Top 10 Laptop Bags. But if you tell ChatGPT, I need a durable backpack that fits a 16-inch MacBook, has a USB charging port, and looks professional enough for business travel, what should I get? The AI won't just scan for the keywords, it's going to consider things like durability, laptop size, charging features, professional look, and it's going to recommend bags that actually match those criteria. And that is AEO. The context of the question drives the recommendation, not the presence of keywords. And companies that embrace AEO right now are going to have a massive competitive advantage, but only if they move quickly. So here's exactly what you need to do to make the switch from SEO to AEO. First, make sure your site is bot-friendly by adding a robots.txt file to the root of your website. This file gives AI bots permission to crawl and index your content. And this isn't that hard to do. I use WordPress for my site, and after adding the Yoast SEO plugin, I can simply go to Tools, click on File Editor, and Yoast will actually create the text file for me. Now, your site might be a little different, so if you're having trouble, don't make it harder than it needs to be. Just go to ChatGPT and ask for instructions. Now, number 2, start framing your blog articles and other content with question-based titles. If you go to my website, you'll see I'm already doing this. All of my blog posts start with a question like, how do I escape the feast or famine cycle as a coach? How do I convert email subscribers to paid clients? And how do I build a list of buyers for my coaching business? Think about the kind of questions your ideal customer is asking and build your content around those. And if you don't know what those questions are, I have got a great prompt that I've been teaching to my clients that will show you exactly the questions your prospects are asking. And it's a bit outside of the scope of this video, but if you would like me to teach it to you in a future video, just drop me a comment below. And while you're at it, don't forget to like and subscribe because it makes me feel good and it really helps out the channel. Now, number 3 is to use product, FAQ page, and how-to schema markups to make your site more readable by AI. Now, I admit this is going to be a little more difficult for you if you don't have a coding background, so you might have to get a little bit of help with it, but I want to show it to you because it's super important. Schema markups are a form of structured data that only AI can read, and they look like this. And they help AI bots like ChatGPT and Google AI better understand your content. Now, there are a bunch of different types of these schemas, but the big 3 are product, which obviously tells AI that this is a page about a product, FAQ page, which lets the page know that this is question and answer content, and how to, which tells the AI that this is a step-by-step instruction on how to do something. The great part is you don't have to write this yourself. Just take your page content, plug it into ChatGPT, and ask it to create a schema markup for you. Once you're finished, you're going to want to copy that code and place it in the header of that particular page on your site. And again, every site's a little bit different, but WordPress makes it pretty simple. Since I use the Elementor plugin as my theme, I simply go to Custom Code, click on New Code, give it a title, drop the code in the code editor, and hit Publish. Then I just select the blog post that I want that schema to run on, click Save and Close, and I'm done. Now my article has a better chance of being cited by the AI next time someone searches for information about email marketing. Now moving on to number 4, make sure you frame your key claims using the Subject-Verb-Object framework. So you want to make any claim about your product or service as clear and quotable as possible. So when you write about what you do, remember SVO, Subject-Verb-Object. Here are a few examples of it. Tom's Tires sells wholesale tires. So Tom's Tires is a subject, sells is the verb, and wholesale tires is the object. Here's another one. Motion's AI employees save you hours a day. Motion AI employees is the subject, saves is the verb, and of course, hours a day is the object. By structuring your claims like this, it ensures that the AI bots know exactly what it is that you do and can help push your content to the top of their list. Now, number 5 has nothing to do with your website, but it's one of the most important things that you can do to boost your AEO visibility, and that's to participate in high-trust, human-moderated sites like Reddit. See, according to a recent study by SEMrush, the top 4 sites that Google AI trusts the most are Quora, Reddit, LinkedIn, and YouTube. And one of the best ways to ensure that your product or service gets cited by AI is to be an active participant in at least one of those communities. And when I say active participant, I do not mean post-bombing subreddits with self-aggrandizing content. Find a Reddit community where your ideal prospect hangs out and then join in the conversation. Start a YouTube channel and create videos that your ideal prospects would find valuable. You know, this podcast is a great example of that. If all I did on this channel was talk about motion and try and convince you to sign up, there's no way you'd stick around. Instead, I do my best to create content that will help entrepreneurs and business owners better understand AI and how they can profit from the changes that we're seeing. See, the goal isn't to sell you anything, it's to be a trusted resource that you can count on, and I hope I do a good job of that. Now, with all these changes, it's really important to remember that a lot of the old SEO strategies are still valuable. Things like high-quality backlinks, and making sure your Google business profile is complete, especially if you're a local business. And of course, making sure that you respond to any of the reviews online, whether good or bad. Organic search is going to continue to evolve over the coming years, and we're likely going to see some new opportunities to advertise on sites like ChatGPT as they look for ways to profit from their technology. But by just following these best practices and subscribing to this channel, you're going to make sure that you stay ahead of the changes and continue to dominate organic search in your industry. Thanks so much for watching. I'll talk to you soon.